What is going on, everybody? It's your boys here at the Locker Room Rant. I'm Tony. With me, as always, John to the left, Nico on the right. Say hello, fellas.
What's going on?
What's up, family?
Welcome
Good
back.
We are halfway through the NFL. Can you guys believe it's halfway through already?
It's crazy. It's gone super quick.
I'm happy to be here. I'm glad. My team is on a bye right now, bro. We're getting healthy. Like, this is what we needed. I'm happy to be here.
Browns too. Browns are on a bye after a much needed victory against Ohio Junior team.
Ohio Junior.
Shots
They're
fired.
Ohio Junior.
Shots fired.
I told you they're Ohio Junior.
Something's got to be going on with our chat. Something's up with this right now. We got nobody with us right now. Something's got to be wrong with that. Izzy was waiting inside of one of the other shows that we had scheduled.
Let me see. What did I do? It's all legit. It's there. They'll find us.
John, I want to get into a great debate with you.
Okay.
Me and Nick were watching the games. Fish whisperer. I'm sorry, buddy. I didn't see you there. Welcome. I'm sorry. We want to get into a heavy debate with you. I don't know if now's the right time, but at some point
I think now's the perfect time.
We got to do a couple more. We have to do a couple more intro things.
For sure.
First of all, not too many people that watch our channel will know this individual, but we definitely have to give a moment of silence for Uncle Mike that passed away. Awesome guy. I know me and Nick have a million stories from when we went on vacation with Uncle Mike, but I'd like to just say that this show we're going to dedicate to Uncle Mike, and so I know a lot of people that are watching won't be like, who the hell's Uncle Mike? But everyone probably has an Uncle Mike, and that was kind of everybody's Uncle Mike around here. All right, so what do you want to do here? I got a birthday coming up, guys. 3 days. I'm 3 days away from. I'm 3 days away from 40.
Big 4-0.
Let's.
Oh, yo, ho, happy birthday, yo, ho, happy birthday, yo, ho, happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday to me.
Happy 40th birthday.
What a dick. Oh, jeez. Okay. Nick's got a new jacket. I have a story I want to share about Nick, but I have to wait till there's more. We have to wait till there's more people in the chat. There's got to be way more people in the chat for this. Fish Whisper, you said that's Scott, John?
That's Scott. Yes, sir.
Scott, you're going to want to stay with us because you're going to hear a story that will blow your mind about our friend Nick up above. But stick with us, buddy. When we get more people in the chat, we're going to share that. All right, where do we go from here? Where do you guys want to go?
I mean, do you want to get into what we were talking about, or do you want to talk about a couple other things that, like, a little bit before that?
I don't know. I think I would
Shoot
like to
straight, gentlemen. You guys had a little bit of conversation prior to the show about this, so you guys prepped this out.
We didn't have conversations prior to the show. We had it on Sunday.
We had this conversation Sunday while watching the games.
Yep.
And I'll tell you what, there's a debate out there, John. Whether you like to know it or not, there's a great debate, and
it is.
I think I wore the jersey. I think that's where this is coming from.
The jersey's on, and the debate is I don't see a lot of your supporters in the chat.
JT
In the
Campbell's
chat,
house.
JT's always in the house. I don't see a lot of your supporters here, and I would like to save it until at least Izzy is in the house so she could chime in on this. So let's go through what we saw on in week 9. Nick, your Browns, what'd you see, buddy?
Well, my Browns were off, so I actually got a nice clean slate, and we were off with the week 8 victory against Ohio Junior. I will say that game we touched on it a little bit last week. You weren't here to go with that. The Browns played how we thought they could play, and they actually applied pressure. I think that was out of necessity, but I hope they learned something from it. And their defense looked unreal. Their offense looked just as good as it's looked all year. I mean, the offense has been good with the exception of the Patriots game. So there's no doubts there. If we can somehow win against Miami this week, which I think is completely possible, there's a little something going on in Buffalo where Mr. Allen might be out.
What's that have to do with your Browns?
Well, the Browns play Buffalo in 2 weeks.
He'll be back before that.
You never know.
And if he's not, he'll be back to they'll have to go with
Mr. Case Keenum.
The Case Keenum revenge game.
Case Keenum revenge.
To go into Cleveland.
Pound
them.
But like I said this last week, and I got a lot of flack for it. If the Browns play like they did against Cincinnati, don't chalk that up as a victory against the Browns for the Bills, even with Allen.
Because what is he saying right now? I actually think that you bored me to death for about 15 seconds, and I just stopped listening to you.
And then we're also
you planned this victory over the Bills, and you've been stewing on this.
We're getting healthy. We will see. We will see if week 8 against Cincinnati was an aberration, or if the Browns actually learn how to play football.
Okay, so then you just think that the Bills are just going to fucking lay over? They're just going to lay down for you because you had a great week against the division rival?
I wouldn't say they're going to lay over. I'm saying the Browns can impose their will.
The Browns should have been imposing their will for 9 weeks of football so they could get their pervert weirdo back and make a run because everyone thinks he's the Patriots.
And he comes back in 3 weeks.
Okay.
New jacket, same old asshole.
Dude, couldn't have said it better myself. Izzy, what's up, family? I apologize. We kind of had some technical difficulties. Tony and I need to contact StreamYard. We just need StreamYard to know that, like, when one of us creates a show, when we have established a show, they need to tell us that there's already one being established. But that's a conversation for another day.
All right, so we got a couple 49ers fans in the house. Is that a Lance sweater? No, I think that's a Lance jersey with a hoodie underneath.
Can you see it?
We can see it.
We could see
all right, good.
It.
All right. Hit me with your best shot, gentlemen.
Nick, go ahead, buddy.
What number is the guy that we talk about, Tony?
What number jersey?
Yeah.
I believe 1.
All right. We should question whether that should be a 5 or a 1 with a different name on the back.
What are you doing?
Justin Fields looks really good.
Okay.
And could this have been a devastating mistake by the 49ers? Because you could be having Justin Fields right now without having given up that major draft capital, and he could be your starting quarterback. Because, like I said, I'm a huge Jimmy supporter, but I know Jimmy has a ceiling. I just think that you can win with that ceiling. But Justin Fields looks borderline amazing right now.
Justin Fields is running for his life. He's on borrowed time. You understand that, right?
Last 2 weeks.
Do you think you would be with your offensive line?
Yeah.
I think that we would use Justin Fields a little bit different than Justin Fields is running away. In San Francisco, he would be running him through. We would be putting him between the tackles.
You don't know
We'd
that.
be forcing him to yes, because I don't want to see Trey Lance used any different than he was. I want him to be used no different. Same way.
So
through the gut, up the gut, between the tackles.
That's how he got hurt.
Injury, bro. It was a freak injury. It could happen to anyone. It could happen to yours. His could happen to anyone.
That's how he got hurt.
It happen to anybody. A guy fell on his leg, Nick.
Yeah, because
Justin Fields is this thick. He's this thick. Do you see?
That's
how
not
much
true.
closer should I get? He's this thick.
Justin Fields is a well-built kid.
Nick, cut to the chase, bro. What are you trying to say?
The chase
San
is already
Francisco
cut.
picked the wrong guy?
Yes. That's exactly
No,
right.
what would you, if you could do it all over, knowing what you know now about those two players, which one would you take?
I don't think it's fair to say that we haven't seen enough of Trey Lance yet.
So then your pick would be Fields.
No, I'm not going to pick Fields because I think that Trey Lance is the more cerebral quarterback out of the two.
I've seen no evidence of that.
Well, I don't expect you to because you haven't seen any more than anybody else. But you're just sitting on your high horse right now because you're wearing your cool bomber jacket and you just want to be tough. But the fact of the matter is, Nick, for the show's sake, I'll let you shit out of your mouth and we'll carry on. Go on. What else you got?
Saying, now we haven't seen a ton of Trey Lance, but in my time, we have seen a little bit of him. We have seen enough where we could possibly make an opinion of him at this moment. And this isn't who he is. This isn't who he's going to be, but this is who he is right now. He's not necessarily a dynamic runner, and he gets a lot of credit for that. He's not a dynamic runner.
How much credit has he gotten? He's provided you with a very small sample size. So I really don't know what. He's like a Justin Herbert. He's not fast, but he's not as elusive as Justin Fields, but he's mobile. Like Justin Herbert's mobile, but a thicker, larger build. Like Trey Lance is a bigger guy than Justin Fields. You understand? Justin Fields is elusive. He's an elusive runner.
Justin Fields is probably about 230 pounds. Trey Lance is probably about 250, 240.
Really?
I mean, he might have 10 pounds on him.
I don't think that Justin Fields is anywhere near 230.
I wouldn't doubt if he's
230. I don't think Trey Lance is 250.
Trey Lance is a big boy.
I think they have him listed at 240. Justin Fields is probably listed at 220, 225. Justin Fields
Trey Lance is 225.
So I'm trying to understand something. Yeah, but he's just a thicker build. Trey's just a thicker guy.
And Justin Fields is 227.
Justin Fields weighs more. Settled.
So my question to you is, what are you basing this off of? That game versus Miami and what? He's had 3 good games, 4 good games where he's just running for his life.
He's been really good the last couple.
Credit the guy.
He's been really good the last couple weeks, like the last 3 weeks.
He's got nobody. He's got no offensive line. He's got no weapons around him. He is out there with scrubs everywhere he looks. Mm-hmm. And if all I'm saying is what you know today, the Trey Lance potential or the Justin Fields that you see that you're seeing on the field all last year and this year, which one are you going with?
I mean, I loved Justin Fields as an Ohio State Buckeye. and I was 50-50 at draft time. I was 50-50 good with whichever they picked. What I just did not want was Mac Jones. So I was cool with Justin Fields or Trey Lance. Trey Lance grew on me a whole lot more because I didn't know a lot about him. But I just can't sit here and tell you guys for the sake of conversation. Like, we could say this about a lot of quarterbacks.
Sure.
With the weapons that I have in San Francisco, we could say that had we picked Patrick Mahomes, we would have been phenomenal. Had we gotten your boy, oh my God.
Josh Allen.
Josh Allen, I'm sorry. We could have said this about Herbert. We could say this about a lot of guys. I mean, if Tom Brady is a 49er next season or Aaron Rodgers next season, I could say a lot of things. So, sure, would Justin Fields do very well behind this offensive line and Shanahan's system? I think he would. But I'm not sorry that we didn't get him. I'm not jealous. I'm not upset. We could say that a lot of quarterbacks would be great with all these guys surrounding them.
So here's my thing. I'm not saying it could be
Trevor Lawrence would look fantastic behind this line.
Yeah.
Zach Wilson could look great behind this. We could say this about a lot of guys. I mean, we didn't pick Justin Fields, and I'm not sorry for that. I'm sorry that Trey Lance got hurt, but that could have happened to any of the mentioned above. Could have happened to anyone.
But here's
and the season's not over. Lamar could have a guy fall on his leg and snap it. I mean, I'm not going to say, I don't want to put that on anyone's quarterback, but it was a freak accident. It just happened.
Yeah, we're not saying you shouldn't like Trey Lance. We're just saying from the potential that you've seen so far from Trey Lance, would you go with that potential if there was a redraft situation? Redrafting all the quarterbacks in last year's draft, would you personally take what you've seen from Fields over what you've seen? I know it's a sample size from Trey. It's not like we're going to burn you at the cross
right now,
if you choose Justin Fields.
I actually have a
exactly.
Who's going to say no? I mean, this is hindsight. So naturally, you're going to be like, look, I'm going to go with Fields right now because he's doing good, but he's running for his life.
That's all we want you to say.
I actually have a different
we just want to hear your dirty mouth say it.
But I actually have a different thing. Like if I was the 49ers front office and those decisions would come to me and a couple of us like Trey Lance and a couple of us like Fields, looking over the landscape of that draft and which teams needed quarterbacks.
You're saying this in hindsight. It's so subjective. I don't understand what you want me to say to you right now.
I'm just saying, you're
saying this based off of what you know. Trey's hurt, played 3 games. Justin Fields put 32 points up on Miami. I don't understand. What are you saying, bro? It's Nick, you should have just opened the door with, are you sorry that you didn't draft Justin Fields? And I have my answer. Like,
it's actually
sit here and don't beat around the fucking bush, bro.
It's actually it's actually a double question. It's that, and how badly would you want those picks back that you gave up to get Fields, that you gave up to get Lance, and still have a guy like Fields?
I am a good team. My team is good. I don't miss those 2 picks that we used.
Those were.
I'm not sorry, Nick, that those 2 picks were spent to move up to 3. I'm not sorry for that. I mean, what you're saying is be the big boy, pull your pants up, take your bomber jacket off because you're getting too big for the room. Listen,
not that JT Campbell.
Miami has done a phenomenal job with the picks. They've got Waddle, Tyreek Hill. They managed to finagle Mostert, Jeffrey Wilson Jr. They got Chubb. They've done well with the compensation.
Mm-hmm.
I will give them credit for that, but I'm not sorry, and I don't miss those picks.
That's your compensation. Like that's
Yeah,
stuff that you could have had.
Who says that we would have wanted Waddle or Tyreek Hill?
You could have. I mean, whether or not you wanted them, they were there.
Do you know how many players on San Francisco's team are at the top of their position and going to be paid handsomely for it and are being paid handsomely? We're like at 10, dog. There's no other team in the NFL with this many high-profile players going to be compensated, and Bosa hasn't even been paid yet.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't understand. Like, Miami did what Miami should have done. Capitalize on the capital and better your team. We knew they would. It's not like they didn't crack Pandora's box. Like, I don't understand.
Like,
what are you trying to prove?
Like, you could have traded up this year and got.
Are you trying to make me upset? You want to see me yell?
I mean, I wouldn't mind
It's
it.
week 10, dog. Like, where the fuck have you been? It's week 10.
Like, you would have had enough draft capital to trade up and get Jordan Davis. Like, imagine Jordan Davis on the 40. Like, you wouldn't be able to.
We don't fucking need Jordan Davis.
Like, you wouldn't be able to do anything on that line.
Like, you know what's crazy about you, bro?
What?
Is you think like a Madden team. Like, we build a team to sustain victories season after season.
Mm-hmm.
We're just not going to put all of our chips up in the center of the table and say, give me all the best guys in the draft. It's not doing that, bro. We are building for a future. We are going to compete season in, season out. You understand that?
Yes, but good players are drafted in the first round of the draft.
It's hot in Florida. What the fuck is your point?
Yes, it's hot.
I don't understand what you're saying to me.
It's hot more than it's cold in Florida. Sometimes it gets cold.
I don't understand. I don't understand what you're doing here, brother. I mean, we've spent 21 minutes of you approaching me with Fields Lance talk, bro.
My thing is,
where were these sentiments weeks ago? Fields, what is it? What made you? What did you do? You saw him put 31 up on a Miami team?
Yes.
32 points?
I saw him do that, yes. I just want to know. That's basically the gist of it. I just want to know.
How about give credit where credit's due? Justin was great in that game. But what about Eberflus? What about the coaching staff?
I mean,
they put you in that position. They're putting that team in. We've been wondering if these were just some fill in the blank shitty coaches, but Eberflus and staff, if they do this right, they could be a contender in the next few years.
Sure.
But I'm not discrediting that team.
My Justin, then we'll kill it, is do you think the 49ers made a mistake in drafting Trey Lance and not drafting
Absolutely not.
Justin Fields?
No. I'm not going to say that they made a mistake. No. I won't tell you that they made a mistake until I see enough to say they made a mistake.
Okay.
JT, to answer your question, I think I'm the king at buying other teams' merchandise. Not only do I buy other teams' merchandise, I will buy like
rivals,
division rivals. I'm a Red Sox fan and I have a Yankees hat. Like I am crazy with it. But I like to keep people on their toes. I don't like people knowing what teams I'm repping out there. I rep them all.
I only rep the Browns and the teams that I like.
Scott, Tony is a lover of sports. He loves all sports. Like Tony has always been. He's very. You know what the thing about it is Tony's done this forever, so no one can come at him and be like, "Bro, you're a front runner. You're a bandwagon fan." Like Tony has mixed it up his entire life, and that, my friends, is consistency.
Scott, I can walk upstairs right now, and in 5 minutes come back down, and I'll have a Kansas City Chiefs hoodie on. And I hate the Kansas City Chiefs, but I could do it if you need me to. I got Chiefs gear.
It's probably like a Christian Okoye jersey or something like that.
No, it's just a hoodie, just a gray Nike hoodie. But yeah, I'm a big fan of just shit that looks cool.
I thought of you I thought of you, Tony, at Sports Obsession. They had McCaffrey. They had this rack. It was like 65% off. It's got Russell's Seattle jersey. It's got McCaffrey jerseys, home and away, and alternates. It's just alternates, home and away. I mean, these jerseys are like $25, and they're there in every size. Tons of just gear of everyone traded and moved around the season. Adams, it's. I mean, for you, it's
why the hell did you think? Why did not? I don't. What are you talking? I'm not like a clearance guy. What the hell are you talking about?
No, I'm like, Tony would have his pick of the litter right here, man. There's Devontae Adams jerseys, home away alternates, Russell's home away alternates, McCaffrey.
I would never buy a jersey of someone that was already traded off the team. I would never do that.
Okay. All right.
I thought of you.
Not only would I'm not even a jersey guy. I like the hoodies. I do the hoodies and hats.
The U.S. men's soccer gear right now for the World Cup is fire, folks. It is dope.
I'm gonna have to look into that. That's starting when's that start? Like 2 weeks?
We're getting there, family, and we're gonna cover it. You guys, we're gonna cover it. We should do some impromptu shows too. I don't care how late they are. We'll do it.
Can you guys believe Justin Fields weighs more than Trey Lance?
Okay, bro. It's 2 pounds. That could be the difference.
I don't disagree with that. Lance looks skinny to me.
Okay. Jacoby Brissett looks fat. Sorry.
He kind of does look fat.
All right, November 20th is when World Cup starts. So we better do our homework. We got 12. We got 12
I would
days.
love to get Alexi Lawless on the show. Tony and I would be in shock. I would be in shock. If I could get Alexi Lawless to get on this channel, I would be in utter shock. I love Alexi Lawless.
We could come on. We can get him. We can get him right now. In fact, Nick, do you have to go to the bathroom or anything? You have to leave.
Yeah, sure. Sure.
Oh, this is gonna be good. Make sure you shed that bomber jacket. Like I said, bro, you're getting too big for us in here with that thing.
Do we need a special guest, Christopher Walken, to come back?
Maybe.
No,
I'll talk to him. We'll talk to him this week and see if we can get him back on.
Christopher Walken right now. I'm watching a show on Amazon Prime. It's awesome. He's awesome in it.
Great actor. Huge locker room Grant fan.
Izzy said the impressions are worse than the banjo.
Oh my God, Izzy! No way, bro. I would rather Nick just make the world laugh at his impressions and leave the banjo alone. I mean, I think we almost retired the banjo.
No, we didn't.
We've gotten such negative feedback.
No, we didn't. Just Tony wasn't on the show last week. That's the only reason.
Ooh, Sean Connery. JT's asking if we can maybe get Sean Connery. Nick, go through your Rolodex, see if you have his number. And not right now, at some point. And we'll see if we can get Sean Connery. I believe he's a fan of the show.
Let's see if you've got a barber in your Rolodex too. You missed a spot in the back of your head.
Stop gaslighting Nick to do stupid shit. Speaking of
Freeman, I don't think he's working on a movie right now.
Morgan Freeman, I can get him.
Shit.
I have his contact info.
Okay, yeah.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I cannot wait any longer. We have to disclose a story of something that happened.
I have been holding this in for a week.
This is a story about our friend Nick up top here. Nick, I'm going to ask you to just hold all comments till the end. Chat.
Do not speak.
Chat. Feel free to chime in.
I'll let you tell your version.
So, our friend Nick. I will let you say when was this, Nick? Like a week ago.
It was last
Thursday when Nick came over here. A little weird.
It was last Thursday early morning. Not Not this past. Yes, this past Thursday, early morning.
Okay, so this past Thursday, early morning, Nick, it dawns on Nick that it's trash day, and he takes his trash down to the trash can and puts his trash into the trash can that's down by the street, so the garbage man can come pick up the trash. On his way back in, unbeknownst to him, his brand new Ring doorbell takes a picture of him and sends the picture of Nick sends the video of Nick to his cell phone. Nick goes inside, doesn't really pay attention to his phone. Some time goes by, and he starts hearing some banging noises going on, squeaky noises from outside. Something doesn't sound right. He has a little bit of PTSD from his car getting stolen just a few short months ago. So Nick decides to call the police. As he reaches for the phone, he sees the notification that Ring sent him of this video of someone being Nick, walking up his driveway after he threw his garbage away. So Nick sees this video of this suspicious subject, and he freaks out. He grabs a crowbar, goes outside looking for the dangerous suspect to beat the shit out of him. He sees nobody outside. He walks back in. He goes, okay, well, the person must have left, but I don't want this guy robbing my neighbors. So I am backed into a corner, and I am forced to call the cops on this suspicious guy that is coming up my driveway on my Ring doorbell. So Nick calls the cops. The cops show up, and Nick says, I got the suspect. I got the suspect right here. And as he's showing the cops, it dawns on him that those pants in the video look rather suspicious.
You fucking idiot.
So he doesn't say anything at the time. The cops leave. They got the suspect to look for it. They leave. Nick calls them sometime later after he finally puts two and two together. It's him on the Ring doorbell, and he calls the police department back. It says, hey, fellas, call off the search.
This fucking guy called the police on himself. What a fucking moron, dude.
Call off the search. It turns out I know the suspect.
He lives with me, guys. Like, it's all good. My guy, this is on me. My mistake. My bad. Wasting taxpayers' dollars because I'm a fucking idiot. It's all good.
They need to patrol my neighborhood a little more anyways.
Get the fuck out of here, bro. You got spooked by the garbage man. You got recorded by your doorbell. You called the police on yourself. What the hell's the matter with you, bro?
I will say this. He normally embellishes a story a lot more than he did that one. He got that one about 90% correct.
That's sad.
So
I don't even want, no one wants to hear the truth. Because you know what? The meat and potatoes is that you got tricked by your own doorbell and you called the cops on yourself. Yes. That's all that matters. There's nothing more to be said. That's it. Okay, guy?
I can't believe you had the balls to call them back and be like, hey, call the search. call the search off.
I didn't want them like arresting some random person walking the street.
Yeah. Oh, dude, I want that. I need that. I want you to be responsible for that debacle.
Because of
God,
national story.
Jesus Christ, dude, is Bo in the chat? Scott, Nick, is Bo here? Is he getting this? This is why we want to trade Nicks. We want your Nick. You take our Nick.
Who is Mad?
Just entertain your crowd for a change.
Mad's Mind Freak.
Mad's Mind Freak. I do not recognize. Family, thanks for joining this the stream. Tell us how you found us. Tell us what team you support and what you're into, family. We want to know who you are. Please like and subscribe and join us every Tuesday at 9 p.m. Eastern. Where are you from?
Nick, buddy. When I heard that story, I'm not gonna lie. I had some pee in my pants. I peed my pants.
Oh my god, dude! I lost my mind. I laughed. I actually couldn't handle it.
Just when you thought he couldn't get any dumber.
So here's the thing. What
You
really
called the cops on yourself.
Here's
God, that is so good.
So here's what happened. Here's what actually happened. So I take my garbage out. I'm out there smoking a cigarette real quick.
This is unnecessary.
After I take the garbage out, and I come back in, my phone's on the counter. So I open up my phone, nothing, and all of a sudden I get a thing. Person detected at your front door. I was like, person detected at my front door? What the hell? Is it some type of animal? Then all of a sudden I see this like creepy looking dude walk down my driveway and it kind of like disappeared. And then all of a sudden I hear like some scratching, but I'm hearing it through my phone. And I
tell everyone what the scratching
What are you scratching your ass? What are you scratching?
The scratching was just honestly, it was just the plastic wheels on the garbage can going along the driveway. But it sounded like somebody was clawing at a door. So I'm looking at the front door and I'm like, there's nobody there. I can see it. It's live. So I go to my garage door and I grab a crowbar. I was like, hey! And
at that
I wish you would have beat the shit out of yourself.
I was just going to say that. I was hoping that you would take the crowbar and you would repeatedly hit yourself in the head with it for being such an idiot. Okay?
Club. He beats the shit out of himself.
I cannot believe you, bro.
Not too many people in this world have called the cops on themselves. I rest assured that you are special. You are special, buddy. You imagine if they would have done like a sketch artist, and the sketch artist like just brought like a fucking picture of you.
Dion, it's good to see you, man. Thanks for joining the stream. I'm going to recap this real quick for you. Nick got a new Ring doorbell. Nick took his trash out last week. The doorbell recorded Nick taking the trash out. The garbage men came to pick up the trash later that evening. Nick heard a ruckus.
It wasn't the
Nick
garbage.
reviews.
No, the garbage.
Nick looks at the phone. He sees a figure, that figure being himself. He calls the cops because he thinks he's being robbed again. And at the end of the day, Nick called the police on himself because he fooled himself with his own Ring doorbell. Period.
The garbage truck driver had nothing to do with this. My trashing had picked up for another couple of hours.
I don't care. It sounds good. Regardless, you still got yourself. You fooled yourself with a recording of yourself. And that, my friend, is so funny. I laughed a lot for it. I've held that in for a week now. I've known about this since I've spoken to you and talked to you. I've fought myself. I wanted to talk to you about it, but I'm glad we didn't. We wanted to share it with the family on the chat. You've been a great sport. Thank you for being stupid, and we love you so much.
You're welcome.
He showed up at B-Dubs, and he sat down across from me, and I was like, first thing out of my mouth was, I heard a funny story about you. He's like, does it have to do with me? Does it have to do with me calling the cops on myself? I was like, yeah, actually, it has exactly something to do with that.
Absolutely true.
Goes, yep, that happened. That happened.
Oh, shit. Oh, that's so funny. That is so fucking funny, dude.
Okay.
Oh, shit.
Let's get back to sports, shall we?
All right.
Go ahead.
I want to know, do you guys think that Brady got his groove back?
No.
That was a terrible game versus the Rams.
Yeah.
It was a terrible game. But being as though all the things that Brady has been juggling with his personal life, with the failures of his receivers, and just the team just not gelling, they can't get a win. They beat the Rams. Does Tom Brady and the Buccaneers, did they get some momentum on their side? And has Tom revived himself to be who he is? We know he's the GOAT. What do you guys think? Do you think that there's a better Tom Brady and the Buccaneers ahead?
I think he just got outshitted. I think one team had to win. One of those teams had to win, and he just happened to be the one that won. I think both teams are in a very bad place right now, and I'm saying that I think Tom did not get his groove back.
Hold the phone. Is Mad's Mind Freak a Brownies fan?
Don't get your hopes up too much, because he's also a Michigan Wolverine fan.
Yeah, that happens.
Does it though?
Yes, that happens. We were friends with one for a long time, except he changed to Ohio State when he moved down there.
Yeah. Steven, I didn't know you were a Browns fan, buddy. You repping the Browns?
Really?
I know he reps. He's got Michigan Wolverine stuff like everywhere, and it really pisses me off.
Ooh, that's ugly. That's ugly. That's ugly.
He knows it too.
Your teams have had lately.
Yeah, he knows it. Okay, so he is a Browns fan as well. There you go, Nick.
All right, got one. Finally got one.
Yeah, he probably thinks that jacket's real sick too, buddy. What do you think about Tom Brady, Nick? Go ahead.
Listen, Brady's still a top tier quarterback. It's just the rest of the team's shit, and he's not Jesus anymore. Like he can't make a bad situation good. Like
why? They're in position. They're just not catching the football, Nick. I mean, what do you mean? They're not shit. That team's not shit. Vita Vea is a blessing. Vita Vea is amazing.
Not everyone on the team's shit. There's good players on all teams, John, but there's going to be some teams that are shit, and both of those teams are shit. I mean, they're really bad. They're really bad. The Rams are.
Do not put the Buccaneers in the same category as the Rams. The Rams, my guy, are shit. Stafford is just a fraction of himself, right?
It's not really Stafford's
Tom
fault.
Brady is doing his job. The receivers are not catching the football.
But it's not really Stafford's fault. Like the offensive line is.
It is very much Stafford's fault. He's got a problem with his elbow, bro. He's not delivering the football properly. He's overthrowing receivers. He's underthrowing receivers. He's not performing at a Super Bowl caliber because he's not a fucking Super Bowl caliber quarterback.
When he
he's
gets
a
time,
fucking pretender.
That's fine.
Bullshit.
He doesn't have that line is one of the worst lines I've ever seen. That line is as bad as I want to say it was like the 2004-2005 Browns. Like that's how bad it is. 2003 maybe. That's how bad it is. Like it literally all you have to do is apply minimal pressure and they get to Stafford within 2 seconds. You can't do anything when that happens. They're bad.
I'm not listening to this. Listen, I don't want to hear excuses, okay?
Not excuses. I have no reason to make excuses for the Rams.
They're missing an all-pro caliber tackle. That's it.
Okay.
That's it. The guy that they paid after him is just performing like shit. What's his name?
He's a rookie.
I know it, and I'm not going to Google it. I refuse to.
I think he's a rookie. Either way.
Regardless.
Either way, whatever, any way you want to slice or dice it, that offensive line is terrible. They've also had a bunch of injuries on it too. So it's not just the fact that they lost Wentworth. A lot of their starters have gotten injured. But the Bucks are kind of in the same situation. A lot of their starters are injured. Like sometimes you have so many injuries that happen to your team, you just can't come back from it. And I think both those teams are kind of in that scenario. And they're both right now.
I don't think so. Who's injured right now for the Bucks?
I don't know.
Offensive line.
Two centers.
Offensive line.
Their
offensive line.
Decimated.
Their offensive line was decimated, and I got news for you. If you need nothing else on a Tom Brady team, you need an offensive line. He could do it with no receivers. He could do it with Scotty Miller, Cole Beasley, and name another fuck up.
But I think that Tom is delivering the football, Tony. I think that Brady is delivering the football. The guys are not catching the football. Scotty Miller dropped one.
This team in the end zone. This team has been bad for like 5 straight weeks. Like at some point in time, you have to say a bad team is a bad team. Like I think
weeks ago it was the offensive line when he went crazy, scary, and he started yelling at his offensive line.
Yeah,
but the offensive line, I don't know how much you can blame on the offensive line. The receivers are not catching the football. That's what I've seen, and I've watched some games already.
John, that happens once or twice a game. Yes, I'll give you that. They had a drop last week. But the team in general they're not putting up a bunch of points. They're getting outscored every single week, with the exception of last week when they played another offense who also can't score. So I don't think Brady got his groove back. He just he was the better team out of 2 bad teams.
They marched up the field. They marched up the field and scored and won the game late.
Yeah, he had to have a game winning.
Very Brady-esque.
Listen, Brady's like my argument is that Brady's still good. The teams are just bad.
No, because if you follow social media and you watch the way people talked about Tom Brady, they acted as if this guy's washed and it's finally caught up to him.
Because I think people are,
and I'm just not buying it.
People are accustomed to Brady having awesome teams. People are accustomed to him having awesome teams. And listen, I don't want to take anything away from Brady because I think you can have your opinion on who's the greatest quarterback of all time is, but I'm not going there.
I'm not going there. I'm not going there with the greatest of all time.
I'm just saying
right now, Tom Brady has good receivers. They're not catching.
Let me finish my point. I'm well aware that most people will say Tom Brady is the greatest quarterback of all time. But Tom Brady has also been in the unique position, and he's been, you can call it selfless. You can call it, he just wanted to make sure his teammates got paid. But he, for a long time, took less money to be on good teams. Okay. And he was able to allow the management to get good players and keep players that would have probably left by taking less money and restructuring contracts and all that stuff. Something he hasn't done the last couple of years because he just wanted to get paid the last couple of years. But he's always been on a good team. His teams were always good. They were always built the way he likes it. And he always had coaches that could fit his style. And he's always been able to have success that way.
Wrap it up. I get it.
You are dragging this out.
Tom Brady's still a very good quarterback. He's just on a really bad team this time. This is the first time ever he's been on a bad team.
I disagree. I think there's some offensive line issues. It's not a very bad team. The core of this team, a very large majority of this team, won a Super Bowl. So stop saying that this team is not good. Stop saying that.
No, I'm going to say it because it's true. The team right now is bad.
Okay.
Steven, right. When you say, I see your comment that says, no offense, but that's the same logic people we were using for Baker Mayfield. One thing you need to know is on this show, you could skip the no offense part because
yes.
we look for offense.
Yep.
Jets talk, Izzy. Wow. You went there, huh, Izzy? You gotta do that to me. Daniel Calderon says our season's over. Daniel Calderon is a Rams fan, and he's saying season's over. Mm-hmm. Brady is a part-time player. He lost his focus and dedication from the fish whisperer, missing camps and practices. You know what? I don't know, man. Oh, jeez. Ammon the Dream. Amin or Ammon?
That's Amin the Dream. That's Amin. He is a 49er fan. He's all over the place. He's a great supporter of many 49er chats. Amin, I'm grateful to have you here. Thank you for joining us. I appreciate you. Please tell us how you found us, my man. Tell us in the chat. I know who you are, but the fellas here, Tony down below is a Buffalo Bills fan. And Nick, if you haven't noticed that ugly Browns jacket, he's a Cleveland Browns fan. So please tell us how you found us, my man. I appreciate you. Thank you for joining us. And like and subscribe if you can, please.
That name is sick. I like that name.
The Dream.
I
hate watch First Take and Undisputed because I think they're the dumbest shows on TV.
All right, dude.
They are. Undisputed, Skip Bayless and Shannon Sharp are the dumbest two people in sports.
Again, a little bit subjective, buddy.
Brady has a higher Super Bowl percentage than Steph Curry has 3-point percentage. I heard that stat before. That's insane.
I think I heard that too.
It's insane. The guy's the best.
Do the math. He's been playing for 22 years.
What was he drafted in 2001?
I think he was drafted in 2000.
2000.
No, because no.
Jesus, yeah, he was drafted in 2000.
He was drafted in 2000.
Bledsoe got hurt in 2001. He came in for Bledsoe 2001.
Yeah. So he has what, 7 Super Bowl rings? 6 or 7?
7.
7 Super Bowls ring. That's literally like. It's
amazing.
It's
fucking amazing. It's fucking amazing, and he's still here doing it. And he's doing his job, and he's doing it well. That's why, okay, you and Izzy, you guys and Izzy, you guys get your flowers. I was all about Matty Ice. He's no longer Matty Ice. I thought, and correct me if I'm wrong, many of the people in the chat at one point before the season started, they may or may not have agreed that Matt Ryan was going to be better for Indianapolis moving forward. Okay? I myself thought that Matt Ryan in Indy could have a successful career and that team could make the playoffs. I was wrong. It turned into a dumpster fire. And now Frank Reich is fired at 3-5-1. Okay. I'm sorry. I am man enough to admit that I was wrong. Izzy was right. Nick was right. Tony was right. I bought into Matt Ryan and I was wrong. But there's not a lot of people out there that, I mean, what I'm saying is there's got to be a lot of people out there that feel the same way I do. Okay.
And I heard people say Stephen A. I'm sorry. I don't want to offend those guys too much because Stephen A. and Shannon Sharp are also fans of the show. They might be making celebrity guest appearances at some point in time.
Oh, God. Oh, your Stephen A's got to be the worst thing on planet Earth.
Okay, but this guy is not an impersonator.
I've actually done my Shannon Sharp before.
Your Shannon was pretty good. I'll give you
Come
Shannon.
On, Skip. Come on, Skip.
That's your only line. That's your only line. Come on, Skip is literally the only line you have, bro. I mean, I appreciate you, brother. I appreciate you, brother. Thank you, my man. Thank you for tuning in to 49er Minded with Bash. Bashar is a friend of the channel. He's a friend of mine. He's a friend of Nick and Tony's. Bashar is very well respected here. I was very grateful to be a guest on 49er Minded. For those of you who don't know, Bashar is a 49er fan who runs an awesome channel. It's called 49er Minded. He gets into the minds of 49er fans. Great channel. Please visit him, like and subscribe. He's been excellent to us. He always promotes our channel. Please stop by 49er Minded. Give Bash a like and subscribe. You won't be disappointed. Thanks, Amin.
Amin says the jacket's ugly.
I could not disagree with the man.
To each their own, I mean.
JT Campbell said you got to get more lisp in that Shannon Sharp, Nick.
Come on, Skip. Come on, Skip.
That's better. That's better. Shout out Breezy.
Yes.
Breezy,
yeah, I do have a
shout
shout out for Breezy. I do. Breezy was going to join us tonight, but he has some election day responsibilities. He's a performer outside of podcasting. He's a musician, a very talented musician. For those of you who don't know Wayne Breezy, please like and subscribe. Breezy's been through some hardships with the channel lately. He was hacked a few weeks back. He reached over 1,000 in like 10 days, 8 days, something like that. And Nick, Tony, and I are thinking about making a contribution of some sort. We want to help Breezy meet another milestone. He was just over 5,000 subscribers when he got hacked and lost the channel. So Nick, Tony, and I would like to do something for Breezy. We haven't quite figured it out yet. Breezy and I discussed it. He says it's completely up to us. Those of you in the chat, all of you that we love and appreciate, drop some ideas in the chat. What could we do to help promote Breezy's next milestone, please?
And what can we do to help promote our next milestone as well? Maybe drop ideas in the chat for that as well.
Wayne has been in contact with me. He had me as a guest on the show to help promote the Locker Room Rant. He had a lot of great things to say about you guys. He's willing to help us in any way he can. He will join us on Tuesday here. He's very busy, but he is going to join us. He wants to join us. He enjoys this channel. So it is what it is.
Nick, Fish Whisperer said it's stop it, Skip.
No, he does that too. Stop it, Skip. Stop it, Skip. Oh, come on now, Skip.
So stupid. It's so stupid.
You know what's crazy? It's terrible, but it's kind of accurate. But Skip and Shannon have such better choice of clothing. Their style is excellent. Yours is so bad.
Tony, say something complimentary about LeBron James. Say something derogatory about LeBron James.
Oh, you mean Queen James?
Oh, come on now, Skip. Come on now, Skip. LeBron, the best player in the world, Skip.
You're the worst. Take that stupid jacket off, would you?
You really good, dude. Can you do us all a favor, bro?
Oh my god.
Put the crush down. Take off the jacket, bro.
I'll tell you what, the jacket, you know what would look sick with that jacket is the gritty. Yeah. If you did the gritty with the
I don't know, a winning record would be pretty awesome.
All right. We're on our way.
Oh, wait, what's going on right now? What's he doing now? What do you mean? What's he mean we're on our way? What's he
I don't know. Take him out. I don't know. Take him out before something happens.
This is going to refresh me.
Oh, I thought you were going to get up and do the gritty. That would have been fucking wild.
No. Squirt.
I mean, can you do the gritty?
What's that?
Do us a gritty. Do the gritty in the jacket.
I kind of forgot how to do the gritty.
Just give us your best impression. I mean, just get up. I mean, dude, don't do anything crazy.
We're not doing the gritty right now. Maybe at some other point in time in the future, the gritty might come out. I don't know, but today is not the day for the gritty.
All right, I have a proposal to make.
He
I have a
must be
proposal. Hear me out.
he must be wearing fucked up socks.
Probably has holes in those motherfuckers. Listen. I got a proposal to make. All right, who do you play next?
We play Dolphins.
You play the Dolphins. If Cleveland beats Miami, now hear me out. If Cleveland beats Miami, I don't care how. I don't care how it happens.
Okay.
If you beat Miami, will you agree to do the gritty in whatever capability you can?
I think
you do it on command.
If Cleveland beats Miami, you should do the gritty. If Miami beats Cleveland, I should do the gritty.
No. If Cleveland beats Miami, I just want you to
Nick,
do the gritty on command.
There's no scenario where John does the gritty. I got news for you.
Will you do it on command if you beat Miami?
Maybe.
No, you have to agree yes or no.
No, we'll see how it goes.
You know what, folks? He's going to do it. If Cleveland beats Miami, Nick is going to gritty for us.
The only thing is, like, I feel bad beating that cute little sound that makes.
Here we go again. It's the Cleveland Browns and it's first and 10.
So get on your feet and let the games begin. Here we go again.
You're on fire tonight. You're on fire tonight with that stupid jacket.
He is, dude. He's coming out of a bye week feeling himself so much. It's sickening. I've never seen a more confident idiot in my life.
They beat the damn Bengals. Remember that text he sent us, John? The Bills better watch out. The Bills better watch out.
If
look,
play like that,
in Nick's defense,
all teams.
In Nick's defense, I was at the Browns game. I had excellent seats. Tony, I didn't get to tell you this. Brother, I got to go. A friend of mine offered me tickets. He said, look, I got an extra ticket. Would you like to come? I got hammered. I had a great time. I mean, I was there, bro. I was taking it all in. It was a great night in Cleveland. It was like 60 degrees. Cleveland beat the bricks off the Bengals. It was a great game. However, I do have to agree with Nick. If the Browns can play that style of football, the defense would be tough to beat. Nick Chubb, Kareem Hunt, they were running the ball. They were unstoppable. However, I am a little bit reserved on Jacoby Brissett. Jacoby Brissett reminds me an awful lot like Jimmy G. My God, are they similar? They are so similar. If the Browns play like that again versus Miami, it'll be a good game. It will be a good game. I don't know who wins, but this will be a good game.
We've only
because
lost.
If Chicago could put 32 with that busted ass team, Cleveland should be able to make it a game with Miami as well. That's my hot take. Sure, good to see you, brother. We just shouted you out, bro. We shouted you out. We shouted out the channel, my man. It's been fun. You didn't miss much.
You actually scared me when you shouted Bashard just now.
You know what?
I jumped a little bit.
I'm not scared of having Brissett as my quarterback. I like having Brissett as our quarterback. I think Watson's better, much better, because he's much better than a lot of people, almost everyone. He's probably anywhere from the third to fifth best quarterback in the world.
Bashar, you got to realize something. You're gonna have to watch this back and listen to the Nick story about how he called the cops on himself. It's incredible. You will not be disappointed. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Nick.
But Brissett has been a steady hand. I will give you that he's kind of like on the same level as Jimmy G. And I mean, there's differences in the way that they play, but just as I would have been comfortable having Jimmy G as my quarterback, I'm comfortable with Jacoby Brissett. I mean, we're still I don't exactly know where we rank, but we're among the better offensive teams in the league.
Okay. I get that's just like your opinion, dude.
No, it's actually ranked.
Um, something happened with the audio. I don't know what's going on here. All right, Izzy, let's talk Jets. Let's play the little jet sound that we have.
Jets, 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 Jets.
So the Jets beat the Buffalo Bills on Sunday at home. I gotta tell you, I just can't believe they lost that game. I can't believe it. I think me and Nick were watching a lot of games that day together, and at one point, he said something like,
The Jets
"Dude,"
gonna lose.
he was like, "Dude, the Jets might beat Buffalo." I was just like, "Yeah, maybe." And I was looking at the score, and the Jets were driving with like 2 minutes left, and they just kept getting first downs. It was just a terrible game. We have those. We have those every couple times a year. We have those where we just lose to a team we probably shouldn't lose to. And who knows? Maybe these Jets are just for real. They don't have any weapons on. They don't have any weapons on offense. The defense was able to hold Buffalo to a dog shit game. I forget how many points they even scored. It was terrible. So whatever. You know what? Any given Sunday. Now, the scary part is Josh Allen actually got injured as well. So that's what I'm worried about. Him staying healthy and him getting back on the field, even if he has to take a week or two off, whatever, get healthy, come back when you're ready. What's up?
You know what's crazy is the defense in New York is legit. Yes, the offense is suspect, but that defense, that's a defensive-minded coach in Robert Saleh coming from San Francisco. I'm very proud of him. Bro, they held Allen to 11. I think it was like 11 for 18 or 19. Less than 200 yards, like 131 yards. I think Josh ran for 50 yards, bro. I mean, that's how you beat Buffalo. You hold Josh Allen to 11 for 18, bro. 130 yards. Josh Allen, bro, that may be the lowest. That may be the lowest of his career, right?
You know what's crazy is if you go back and watch the final play of the game, it's like 4th and 25 or something crazy like that. And he throws the ball down the field to Gabe Davis, and it actually hits Gabe Davis in the face mask. So even after how shitty they played that entire game, they still had the opportunity at the end to get it done, and they didn't. Hats off to the Jets. Izzy,
the Jets had a great second half, right?
What?
It was the second half that the Jets basically – it was the second half that the Jets shut down the Buffalo Bills.
It was both halves. They shut down the Buffalo Bills, mainly the second half. In no half, I'll give them the nod on offense. I thought their offense looked like dog shit, but they did enough to get hurt, to get it done. Allen got hurt. He messed up his elbow. He's questionable for this week. The Jets don't have weapons. What are you drinking? The Giants don't have any weapons on O, not the Jets. I don't know, Izzy. I think I take the Giants offense of weapons over the Jets.
I think the Giants have a better running back, but as far as their receivers go, the Jets have better receivers.
Yeah, I'd probably take the Jets receivers and the Giants. I mean, obviously, the best weapon is Saquon out of the whole gang.
I mean, the Jets. You guys clown me, Nick. You rode me from week 1 I have believed in Garrett Wilson. I have believed in the run game. I have believed in that defense in New York. I just like the Jets right now. I mean, I got no dog in the fight. I think that New York is building a good team. I got a good buddy of mine that I know that's a Jets fan. Shout out to Beats, my man. It's they're enjoying, bro. Like the Jets are doing well right now. I think that it says a lot to hold Josh Allen to 131 yards. That's impressive. That's impressive.
I still think the Jets are slight pretenders.
Ooh, Nick, hot take. Hold on. Oops, sorry, I hit the wrong button. Hot take, Nick. Take it away, buddy. Tell us about
I still think the Jets are slight pretenders. They play hard. If you don't come willing to play hard against them, they will beat you. They're going to play hard, just like the Detroit Lions did last year. And they got some talent at some positions. Yes, Garrett Wilson's good. Devontae Smith, also good. But I just think their team is kind of getting lucky at this point.
Cool take, Nick.
Like that. Like they shouldn't have beat the Browns. That Bills game could have went either way. They've probably won 3 or 4 games that
either way. What the fuck are you talking about? Either way, bro.
Win.
What do you mean either way? They held Josh Allen to 131 yards, bro. What are you talking about?
He was hurt. He was overthrowing his receivers left and right that game.
Okay. So what's hurt? I didn't even know he was hurt. What happened? What's hurt? Arm, shoulder, legs, what?
His elbow, his throwing elbow. They said there's some ligament. I don't know if it's ligament damage, but like there's something wrong with his ligaments to the fact where he's not getting the greatest of feel on his throws. How serious that is, I don't know. Is it like a 1-game injury or it kind of just a little bit of a nervous flare up? It's possible. It could be a little bit longer of an issue. It doesn't sound like he's going to be out for a super long amount of time, if at all.
Go fucking figure. Wouldn't it figure, Tony? The moment they get a running back and try to establish the run, his throwing arm gets fucked.
Oh shit. That's hilarious. Yeah, it's true,
in a league where it's 100% injury, it's you can't sustain that kind of football for 17 weeks, bro. This is what I say. Like Buffalo has been so high in the power rankings. I think they're second now. They fell from first. I think that Philly reclaimed the first number 1 in the power rankings. It's unfortunate to see Buffalo drop, but I mean, how long can you sustain that kind of play? You're running the kid. You're running the kid, what, 50? I think he had 54 yards. He had a 36-yard run, right, Nick?
Mm-hmm.
He did have a long run.
Ironically, he didn't get hurt running. I think
no, that's what I'm saying.
He was throwing, and I think one defensive lineman kind of went to bat, like strip sack him and
pulled it back.
Pulled his arm back. Yeah.
Oh, it sucks. Gammon, good to see you, family. Thank you for stopping by. I appreciate you always, my man. I know you got a tight schedule, but anytime that you stop by here, my man, I appreciate you, Gammon. Thank you so much.
Phil Dawson or Robbie Gould? Listen, you're asking a Browns fan to bet against Phil Dawson. It's not going to happen. We have a very soft spot for Phil Dawson. Soft spot in our heart for Phil Dawson. The one thing I will say about Phil Dawson, they're both good kickers, first of all, him and Robbie Gould. But the thing about Phil Dawson is he kicked in Cleveland. It's hard to kick in Cleveland because late in the season, you get a lot of inclement weather in Cleveland. Not just snow and rain, but you also get wind.
They are right on the water. They are right on the water.
Knew how to kick in this area. I know Gould kicked in Chicago too, so I mean he's used to inclement weather too. But if I had to put a kicker out there, I'm putting Phil Dawson.
I'm going Gold all day. Yes, as a resident of Ohio, is inclement weather in Cleveland Is it tough to kick at First Energy Stadium? It is difficult. But kicking at Soldier Field, bro, also on the water with far more inclement conditions, I'm going Robbie Gould.
I'm just saying, if I had,
It's a good question. It's a good question. I like a good question. I love a good question.
I'm just saying, if you put me out there, I'm the head coach, and I had to pick one or two kickers, and I had the game on the line, I'm picking Dawson because he's always been super dependable for us back in the day. Hell, there's an argument to be made that for the first 2 decades, for the first 15 years of this century, that Phil Dawson was our best player. So we love Phil Dawson in Cleveland.
All right, Nick, I got a question for you. So being a 49er fan, okay, there's been a lot of speculation. Albert Breer reported that San Francisco was included in a bid war or interest in OBJ.
Okay.
So I thought, while Tony's stepping away, family, Tony's just stepping away shortly, fam. I thought you and I could discuss a little bit about OBJ. I want you to touch briefly about what OBJ meant to the Browns, how he was a positive, and more so how he was a negative in Cleveland. And don't stew on this. Just make it quick.
No, I mean, there wasn't too many positives. Here's the thing about OBJ. If he's in the right situation, I feel like he can be an asset to you. If he's in the wrong situation, I feel like he can actually be a detriment to you. When things go well, he tends to be happy. If you are at a spot in your team, you get a little bit of adversity. He could be a albatross that drags you down. He's also a guy that likes to improvise and do his own thing. So if you're an offense that requires a lot of timing, that requires a lot of planned out plays, I would not get OBJ.
Okay, so, fair enough. Izzy, I'm sorry, family, but I figured as covering 49er content, we should at least mention it. I won't spend a lot of time because, like it or not, I understand what a weapon he is to an offense, but I'm not an OBJ fanatic. So you're not going to get a lot of positives out of me. Okay. I do like weapons on this offense. I would like, but I understand that we have playmakers on this offense, and OBJ is not going to settle for 12 to 14 reps. It's not conducive to what he expects. And I know what he did to Cleveland, but I saw what he did in Los Angeles as a Ram. I just think that right now, I think Dallas is a front runner. They got a lot of money. They can afford to pay him. And I'm not crazy about him being a 49er. I'm truly not. You're not going to get a lot of complimentary OBJ out of me. So that being said, Mulberry Group Holds family. Thank you for joining us. I appreciate you, bro. Family's good. Everything's good my way. I appreciate you. I hope everything in your life is going well. Also, give me a chance to get back to your comment. I want to ask you how you found us, and please like and subscribe to the channel. We appreciate you. Stop by and hang out with us Tuesdays at 9. The reason I asked Nick is because the Niners are reportedly kicking the tires on OBJ. I don't know how serious they are. They may be just trying to drive up the price for the NFC in general. So I just, why not?
I don't think teams do that as much as people think they do.
Why? Absolutely, they do. They did it to Los Angeles to get CMC. What are you talking about?
What do you mean they did it to Los Angeles to get CMC?
They drove up the price. We just had more. I think the Rams didn't have enough.
They outbid Los Angeles to get CMC. They didn't drive up the price on them. They outbid them.
Okay, well, they were offering quite the farm to get CMC.
Yeah, and they outbid them. But I don't think teams are going to be like, hey, we'll give you this, this, and this And then secretly they're like, we're driving up now. Now LA is gonna have to give up 2 second rounders. Like, I don't think people do that. I don't think teams do that. Because it's too much. Teams don't want to put themselves in negatives with other teams. You don't want to all of a sudden ruin another deal with another team. And then all of a sudden, when you need to make a trade with that team, they're like, what? Fine, we can't trust you. So I think the 49ers, like many other teams, are looking at OBJ, what it would take to get him. And then they'll decide before they make an actual offer, make an official offer, whether or not he actually fits the team. I don't think he does. But then again, I didn't think that Christian McCaffrey fit the 49ers either. And they went out and got him. So who knows? They might shock me.
Okay, weapons are something that you cannot deny better a team. You know that OBJ betters San Francisco in one form or another, right? You can't disagree.
Not necessarily. Because like I said,
okay, all right, take the diva, because I don't think that you saw the diva in the Rams. I think Caldrone can agree. I don't think we saw OBJ the diva in Los Angeles. So let's be fair.
It's not just diva. OBJ is a bit of a diva. You know that. You know
What's up, Jerry? Good to see you, family.
The problem with OBJ is that, like, when he was with the Rams, he accepted a secondary role. He played second fiddle to Cooper Kupp. He was fine with it because they were winning.
So what do you think that he would be accepting in San Francisco? Third fiddle.
If they're winning,
Debo Ayuk, he would be taking the place essentially of Juwan Jennings.
He wouldn't settle for second fiddle to Ayuk. He'd settle for second fiddle to Debo, but he would not settle for second fiddle to Ayuk.
Mulberry, I appreciate you, family. The Nothing But Niners family is good company, bro. Mike and Breezy are friends to the channel, man. They're good dudes. I appreciate you, and thank you, man. I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Gammon.
Nick, Gammon has a question for you.
That would be Nick Chubb 100 times over. He's just a better player. He does what you need from a running back.
Okay, but that's the thing. McCaffrey offers you more than just a running back.
First of all, no, he does.
You can put McCaffrey in the slot. Nick, it's not news. Like, this is like legit. Like, you can use McCaffrey more than you can use Nick Chubb. You cannot line up Chubb in the slot.
You can use Nick Chubb any way you want. I could show you tape of Nick Chubb making circus catches. This thing that Nick Chubb can't catch the ball is really stupid. It's just that they have another guy who's maybe slightly better at catching the ball, and they don't want to use Nick Chubb at that role because then you give Nick Chubb too many damn touches, and you have a guy that's pretty good on the back end. But Nick Chubb can definitely catch the ball, and he catches the ball very well. He's a 9,000 times better runner. The only negative on Nick Chubb, if you're ever going to say one, is he's not the greatest blocker in the world, but neither is McCaffrey. So yeah, Nick Chubb, 9 days a week.
Okay, well, there's 7 days in a week, so that's fine. You're saying 9 out of 10 times you're going to take Chubb. I know where Gammon's coming from.
I was actually playing on the Beatles song 8 days a week, but I said 9.
Okay, stop.
8
stop it.
days a week.
No, don't do it.
No, I need your love, babe. Love you all the time.
Oh, fuck.
We're
not good. We're not good with these words.
That question was for Nick. I'm not going to impose, but the versatility that CMC offers over Chubb. Chubb is a phenomenal running back, and don't make any mistakes. No Niner fan will ever tell you that they wouldn't appreciate Nick Chubb as a 49er in the system, because he would be 1,000-yard back it would be intense. But CMC does offer versatility, and you can do so much more with him. It takes nothing away from Nick Chubb, Nick. It takes nothing away from Chubb. He's not trying to diminish anything that Nick Chubb offers, bro.
But
nobody can say that Nick Chubb is not a 3 running back in football.
I'm not saying that Christian McCaffrey's a scrub, but I just don't. I think his value gets overrated. Here's where I think it gets overrated.
Butterfly in the sky. I can go twice as high. Take a look. It's in a book. A reading rainbow. I can go anywhere. Friends to know and ways to grow. A reading rainbow.
Man, she breaks it down right after that too. I'll tell you what a fucking song that was.
Great theme song.
Does
Do you
that
know how
instantly
many
make
people, Tony, how many people do you think can relate to the Reading Rainbow song? I'm
In the
just
chat?
curious.
Should be
Probably. No,
They
we're
play it in
old, dude.
school.
We're old.
Yeah, but I think they still play it in school, and I think it's still a thing.
No.
No,
way that's
dude,
still a
that's
thing.
not a thing, bro. You have to be at least, dude,
I mean,
minimum.
Sesame Street's still on.
Yeah,
Sesame Street,
Street's,
bro.
like,
That's a household
iconic.
name.
LeVar Burton doesn't do Reading Rainbow still.
no.
I have no idea if LeVar Burton does Reading Rainbow, but to know the Reading Rainbow song, you got to be old like us, bro. I mean, I'd
I'd say at least 35 years old.
minimum. Yeah, I would agree. I would agree for sure.
But anyways, to get back to what
Bashar knows Reading Rainbow.
Bashar is a little bit older than us. No shots to him, bro. I love Bashar, but he's a little bit older than us. So I knew immediately Bashar was going to know this. I knew this immediately.
Someone else said that's my joint. Who was that?
That's Mulberry Group Holds. He found us from the Nothing But Niners channel with Mike over there.
The thing about Christian McCaffrey, the reason I think he's overrated is because he played on a team that drafted him high, so they had to utilize him and make that pick worth it. They didn't have many other weapons, so they crafted their team around him. They were never a good team with him. They always kind of stunk. But they crafted.
I got to ask you a question, Nick. What did you expect them to do? They utilized a weapon the best way they could. I mean, take their wins and losses out of it. Don't discredit Carolina for the way they utilized him. And how many coaches did they have in his 5 years?
He was the best weapon on a really bad team. So
don't discredit him
the thing
because of that.
You had other running backs that when Christian McCaffrey got hurt, and he did get hurt quite a bit.
I mean,
you had other.
We have a fan in the chat. We have a Carolina fan in the chat. We have JT.
Yeah.
Don't pretend like you don't know JT.
Chuba Hubbard played very well in Christian McCaffrey's absence. Mike Davis played.
Dude, what are you talking about? Chuba Hubbard might have had a game, maybe.
Mike Davis played very well in his relief of Christian McCaffrey. That actually won him a contract deal in Atlanta, and they were basically like, this guy kind of sinks. We're not going to use him. But he did play well in that thing because that's what they drew their offense around. They had no other offense other than the running backs.
Okay. So Scott brings Rule never had a QB. Like, Nick, I don't like how you discredit CMC based on your opinion. Like,
I just think people overcredit him. I don't discredit him. I think he's a really good player.
Dude, he was 1,000-yard back.
He's a really good player.
I don't understand, bro. Like, your opinion, like, look, I like it so much more when you Google a little bit before you talk.
Listen, I'm not discounting him because he's a 49ers player or anything. I told you Deebo Samuel was probably the best football player in the league.
You said, yes, football player, not wide receiver.
Yeah.
You said football player.
Yeah.
And clarify that because the people in the chat are going to be like, all right, bro, what are you smoking?
Because as a wide receiver, I don't necessarily think he's that great. Is he okay? Sure. But if you're counting on him going up and making a play against a defensive back, he's not the best. He's not even up in the upper tier in the league at that. But if you want to craft an offense around him and use him in a variety of ways, he dominates games. Christian McCaffrey doesn't do the same thing. If you use Christian McCaffrey like that,
but you're talking about a Christian McCaffrey. Who was the coach before Matt Rule? Was it Rivera? Who drafted CMC as a Panther? JT. Who drafted CMC as a Panther?
Shut up!
I'm saying right now, Christian McCaffrey is with an offense and an offensive minded coach.
Shut the fuck up!
Who can probably get
That's a good
great production out of Christian McCaffrey. Okay.
I'll keep it that way.
I just Scott says 1,000-yard backs don't get you to the top of the NFL in a QB league. Scott, that's kind of, I mean, again, bro, that's subjective. You're comparing that to Patrick Mahomes. I mean, teams that don't have Patrick Mahomes-esque quarterbacks rely on their run game. I could push back on that.
You know what? At the end of the day, you know, he's whatever. Nick's stupid. You call the cops on yourself.
No.
How the fuck can you win an argument? You called the cops on yourself, and you expect us to listen to your sports takes? Get out of here.
It's amazing.
I love, dude. Listen, Gammon tests Nick, and I love it. I absolutely love it. Gammon, I love this, bro. Keep testing Nick. Nick, answer the question.
Listen, if you're gonna ask me if would I bet if I would bet money on somebody, I would bet the Bills. Bills are
okay.
the Bills.
But Gammon knows that you're a Browns fan. Gammon knows you're a Browns fan. He wants you to know who wins and why is it the Browns? Tell him.
Well, because I believe the Bills have the best player in the league, and that's Josh Allen, and he plays the most important position in the league. And if you have a dominant quarterback, you're going to be one of the better teams in the league. The Browns have a bunch of question marks right now. I don't know if last game was an anomaly or if the Browns found themselves. So if you're going to ask me to pick one right now, I'll pick the Bills.
Shut the fuck up.
Do I hope I'm wrong?
Okay. No. Dude, it's fair. That's not a wrong answer. And I think Gammon will appreciate that. Look, Gammon, I think you and I both know that Cleveland has a decent defense. Okay. Probably just as good, if not a hair better in the pass rush than the Jets. Right. So I think it's fair to say that if Cleveland were to play not quite a perfect game, but very similar to what they put out there Monday night, they can make a game out of Buffalo.
I mean, with the exception of last game, they haven't played better than the Jets. That's the thing. With the exception of the last game, they have not. Last game they did. They played dominant. So we'll see if they just figured it out. If Joe Woods figured out a way to run a defense, or if
I'm not sold on Joe Woods. And that's fine. Not only that, but I don't think you're going to get pushback from Gammon that Joe Woods has put out a good product. I don't think that anyone in the chat right now can honestly tell you, a Niner fan can say that Joe Woods has put out a good product as a defensive coordinator. Because I think that Joe Woods was a great secondary coach, but promoting him to DC in Cleveland with that roster, I don't know. That's Gammon says Cleveland is legit with players coming off IR. Like Gammon's not. He knows his shit, bro. He's obviously done his homework on Cleveland.
Yeah.
So
we're getting healthy. This bye week could not have came at a better time.
I had no idea that Keanu Martin was replaced. I had no idea. Send me that link. Me too, Izzy. I think Joe Woods was soft in the secondary. I agree. I do agree. George, what's up, family? Good to see you,
Come on,
bro.
George.
George, what's up, buddy? I don't even know
All right,
that
so do you guys want to talk? Do you guys want to talk a little bit about whether or not Kyrie has ruined his career?
He's been dying to ruin his career for years.
Okay, but here's the thing.
Every
Like, I just
stupid-
got a question. I got a question. And this isn't in part to what he did. Everyone knows what he did.
Hold on. Can I say
And
something real quick?
I don't want to go there.
Can we stop doing picks?
Go ahead.
Can we just stop doing picks? I don't think it really does anything. I think it's just like kind of like a time filler for when we need time filled. But I feel like it's like we don't do anything with it, and it's just kind of like.
I mean, like it or don't. I mean, I have the proof in the pudding here, bro. And one of us owes somebody a jersey of choice in this notepad after 17 weeks.
We can stop right now. I'm the loser.
I'm the loser, okay? I know. I missed a few weeks, and you guys cheat. You guys fucking cheat.
we didn't cheat, bro. We
I
gave
told
our picks.
I told you last
Our
week.
guest gave picks. I mean, our guest essentially took your place,
I
right?
told
And
you last week. Just you don't have to come. You don't have to do the show. It's fine. Just get your picks in. And you get your picks in.
Tony, good idea. Yeah, F them picks. I mean, the people are talking. We got to listen. Okay.
Okay, so if we told the people though that based off of the data recorded in my notepad, okay, somebody in the chat gets a jersey of choice. They're not going to be so quick to dismiss those picks, bro.
Well, we still have the picks from what we picked for the playoff picks. Those ones will still count. It's not my fault. Okay. You guys are fucking
I'm not gonna
cheaters.
lie. Your boy JV over here really recorded those picks poorly. Like we got the episode to go back. Nick was supposed to help me sort those and use
You can watch that.
use
We can
Excel.
You can watch that episode again.
Fair enough. Okay, fuck those picks. Fuck those picks, just like the Rams say. Fuck those picks.
Anyways.
We're just a bunch of cheaters.
We're not cheaters, bro. We literally gave our picks just the Tuesday before Sunday, bro. We didn't cheat shit.
Fuck them kids.
All right, so I got a question to ask both of you. Okay?
All right.
Yeah, Kyrie.
No. I mean, tell me how you feel about Kyrie. Tell me how you really feel. Well, don't spend a lot of time on it. Friends in the chat, tell us how you feel about Kyrie. Nick and Tony, give me your opinion. Did Kyrie burn his career?
I don't like. Here's the thing. I hate Kyrie, and Kyrie's an idiot. I don't like when people get canceled because of things they say. That's the one thing. Was it a really dumb, stupid thing to say? It's not it was, but it's not the first dumb, stupid thing that he said. But
I feel like Kyrie has always kind of like, do you guys? Here's my thing. I'm a little bit weird, so I think like, is Kyrie trying to work himself out of Brooklyn?
he is, but he might be working himself out of the league. And the thing is, honestly,
like he's done nothing but legitimately hurt the Brooklyn Nets. Like his actions. I'm not going to criticize a man on his beliefs, but I will say his actions have crippled a franchise. Can we agree or disagree?
Sometimes it seems like it's not necessarily his beliefs, though. It seems like he's just trying to be a dick.
I'm not going to go there, Nick. I'm beliefs. I meant by the vaccine thing. I'm not going there. I just say like that the guy as a whole has crippled the Brooklyn Nets.
I'm just saying if it was just the vaccine thing, I'll give him a pass on that because that's a controversial topic. A lot of people are on either side of that, but he's done a bunch of other things that also just make him seem like he's just being a dick.
Here's the thing. When these athletes get to a certain level to where there's nothing else they need to accomplish for themselves, they go off the fucking deep. And that's not just athletes. Okay, you're seeing it with Kanye West. You saw it with Antonio Brown. So Antonio Brown was always had one foot in the shallow end, one foot in the deep end. And then he won that ring with Tampa. And that's all he was waiting for. That's all he had left to accomplish in life. And then he jumped into the deep end. Gives no fucks about football anymore. Kyrie, he got his ring, he got his money. And you could just tell when he's doing these press conferences, the just smug asshole about him is just I never had anything against Kyrie. I have him on my fantasy basketball team. That's a keeper league, so I have him for the rest of my life probably because no one's going to take him in a trade. But I'm just saying, like, he's just I never saw him as like an asshole, and he's actually like an asshole. Like even how he like holds the mic and then puts it down and then picks it back up like for the next question. Like, it just everything about him bothers me now. JT, I'm actually with you, brother. I'm a huge Kanye fan. And that's probably an unpopular thing to say these days. I don't know if you watched the Netflix documentary on Kanye. Truly inspirational. Like I
thought that they backed out on Kyrie. I thought that
Kanye's a dick, just like Kyrie's a dick. And I love Kanye West music.
Look,
I mean,
no. Kyrie's music went downhill, bro. His albums, there were his first two albums.
Has he had one in the last like 5 years?
I don't know. I listen. Kanye is, when I saw him hanging out with Antonio Brown, I kind of figured, you know what, bro? You guys just you're trying to fucking be goofy. So whatever. I think that Kanye, Tony, in part to the way that he acts, his body language tells me that, like, bro, are you trying to win for your respective franchise, or have you just given up? Like, a part of me feels like he did not like being the Robin to LeBron. Okay. And that conversation is for another day. But for the sake of this, my point is that he wanted to push back on the media. He wanted to say, like, look, I'm not nobody's Robin, right? I'm not nobody's Robin. I'm Kyrie Irving. I am me, right? But in reality, bro, you needed LeBron and LeBron needed you. Okay? So what you're doing now tells me that you and KD joined up, went to Brooklyn. You're not feeling it in Brooklyn because they're looking at you like, motherfucker, you've crippled this franchise. Like, your actions, the way that you are, who you are, has affected this franchise moving forward. And we've lost 2 seasons because of your nonsense. So, like, I feel like Kyrie, bro, he's just ruining shit. Like, he touches shit, it goes to shit. Like, he's trying to work his way out of Brooklyn, okay? He doesn't want to be a Brooklyn Net. So he knows what he's doing. He watched a controversial Netflix movie. He opened his mouth about it. It's 2022, bro. You know exactly what you're doing. You drew attention to yourself. You knew that you would. You potentially wanted to cancel yourself out of Brooklyn as a Net. I'm not fucking dumb. The folks in the chat aren't dumb. You two on the panel aren't dumb. So let's just come to an agreement. Is he opening his mouth, knowing what he's doing, to work his way out of Brooklyn? That's the question.
Kanye likes fish dicks.
I don't care what fucking Kanye likes, Nick. I'm talking about Kyrie.
Hey, John, do you like fish sticks?
I do not like fish sticks.
You don't like fish sticks?
No.
Do you
All
like
right, Nick.
fish sticks in your mouth?
All
Okay,
right.
bro, listen. I legitimately cook for you. Every once in a while, I cook for you.
John,
I
have you
provide you with good fish.
All
John,
right.
have
Do
you
you
ever
think
eaten a
I
fish-
eat fish sticks? No, I don't. I don't eat fish sticks.
Have you ever eaten a fish stick?
No, I can honestly say to you with conviction, I have not eaten fish sticks anymore.
Bullshit. At least sometimes, because you have to know to not like them, you have to try one. Have you ever put a fish stick in your mouth?
No, sir. I'll give you an example. I have
Just won't bite,
never,
Nick. It won't bite.
dude, I've never eaten fish sticks. I don't know what to tell you.
God damn it. I wish you liked fish sticks. We'd actually be able to get him on a joke.
South
No.
Park. It was a good episode of South Park. All right, so you know what? I think Nick, you remember on the movie Miracle.
Yeah.
When the coach says the name on the jersey on the front of the jersey
Mhm.
is way more important than the name on the back.
Mm-hmm. Who do
Yeah,
you play for?
There's I think Kyrie there's never been a player
Kyrie would
that
die.
gave less shits about the name on the front of the jersey compared to the name on the back of the
Kyrie
jersey.
would die doing wind sprints.
He would never get it. It would
Guys,
never. He would never get it.
Tony, is Kyrie working himself? Is he trying to cancel himself out of Brooklyn? I just want your opinion.
John, I think he ever since he won that title, he's been a fucking spiral downhill. He wanted out of Cleveland, went to Boston. That was a fucking joke. The whole time he was in Boston was an absolute mess.
Oh, that was terrible. That was
and from
terrible.
the time he got to Brooklyn, it's been a mess. I don't see. I don't know.
I mean, dude, he has hurt that team, Tony. He has literally held Brooklyn's season after season hostage. He is I can honestly say to you, I truly believe that Kyrie Irving is a cancer to the Brooklyn Nets. I believe this. I believe it 100, bro. I don't disagree
you know
with
what's
you.
sad? Let me tell you what's sad. What's sad is that he's awesome.
He
That's
is a
sad.
talented player,
That's
bro.
what's sad.
That is, it's very sad. He could potentially have been the Robin to Kevin Durant. They could have been something special, but Kyrie has fucked this up, bro. He is hot shit on a stick, as Dion would say. He is hot shit on a stick.
You're talking about a potential top 20 player ever.
Think about Antonio Brown. Antonio Brown was right there. He was right there with him. Maybe even better at his craft than Kyrie.
I would argue that.
Could you? But let me tell you what else.
JT, you don't honestly believe that Kyrie sucks. Come on, bro. He's got some of the best handles in the league.
He's a North Carolina
He's a
fan.
talented athlete.
Kyrie went to Duke. That's.
I get it. I get it. I get it. I understand. I get it.
I think Antonio Brown was that good, Nick. Actually, if you go check his stats, he's on the trajectory to be a Hall of Famer. He was on pace to, I think, maybe break receiving records, and then he just went to shit.
Big Ben has a tendency to do that to a lot of receivers.
Oh my god. Okay.
How good were the receivers for Pittsburgh this year? How good were they last year?
Antonio Brown still produced when he went to Tampa Bay. He was still
that much.
Yeah, he did. In the games he played in that Super Bowl year, he produced a lot, actually. I think he had 2 touchdowns in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, he had a good Super Bowl. But, I mean, he didn't have a great year. The year wasn't spectacular.
Yeah, he was still pretty good. Izzy says no Steelers talk. It only leads to arrogant Browns talk. Yeah. Izzy even knows the paths not to go down now.
Yeah. There's only one thing I have to say about the Steelers, Izzy.
Oh, sorry. I was caught sleeping.
Hold on a minute. Hold on. I stepped away for 1 second. I needed to go get a beer. I hear Nick, dude, Antonio Brown won a Super Bowl outside of Pittsburgh. So don't say that Ben has that effect on people. Like Ben has an effect on what? What does he do? He makes you less of an athlete? I don't understand.
Yeah, you know what it is. Everything I do, I do it big. Yeah.
Look, the bottom line is that Kyrie Irving has sabotaged the Brooklyn Nets. And that's a fact. You can't dispute that. You can dispute anything you want, but you cannot dispute that, Nick. We can agree on that.
What?
That Kyrie has sabotaged the Brooklyn Nets at some capacity or another, be it his own selfish reasons or some of his carelessness. He has sabotaged that team. They would be better moving off Kyrie. Can we agree or not?
I think they should. I mean, listen, he made a sensitively Jewish comment while he's playing for a town that has a large Jewish population. It's not even.
I mean, how can you be so fucking? Listen, Nick. Listen. I believe Kyrie. He's as goofy as Antonio Brown in some capacity, but this is calculated, and I believe that this guy wants out of Brooklyn. That's a fact, bro. I mean, take it as you will. I think he's literally trying to get out of Brooklyn.
Yeah, but he might be playing.
And you know what? Does KD want to be associated with Kyrie? I mean, look at it this way, bro. Kyrie and KD are attached going to Brooklyn, right? They're attached. Their names are attached, right? Nick, look at the camera, Nick. Look at the camera, bro. Mm-hmm. KD and Kyrie are attached going to Brooklyn, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Do you think that KD has had enough of Kyrie?
Listen, KD is kind of.
I agree, JT. I was getting to this. Can somebody highlight that for me, please?
KD's always. I agree. KD's kind of a beta. And yeah, do I think he likes it? No, I don't think he likes the negative attention at all. But I also don't think he's the type of guy that will stand up and say, knock their shit off and take control of the situation.
Again, that's not what I was looking for. I was kind of just looking for you to agree or disagree. I mean, is KD fed up with Kyrie's bullshit?
He probably is.
I gotta tell you, we're a sports show. We sometimes get into current events, fun things, movies, entertainment. This isn't something I'm seasoned enough to know about. Like, all I know is that I don't know the specifics, and I really don't care to. I don't need to know what he said about what movies he watched. I don't care. I want to commentate about his basketball and how it affects his team that he's not there playing with this team. I don't care how he didn't get there. I just care about that he's not there. I do think KD is I think KD is a guy that is obsessed with basketball. I think KD is a guy that's obsessed with basketball and wants to win every game he's out there. And I think his running mate is not that same, does not share that same type of passion. So having said that, whatever, it is what it is.
I agree. I think that he's trying to work himself out of Brooklyn. Kyrie knows what he's doing, fellas. Like, this is he knew. I don't give a fuck what bullshit is number one on Netflix. I don't give a fuck. Okay? Because I don't care. But that guy in Kyrie Irving, he knows exactly what he's doing. He knows exactly what he's doing. He knew if he opened that fucking weirdo mouth, he would draw attention to himself. And I believe that this guy is literally trying to work himself out of Brooklyn. I just believe that. And as a sports show, you're right. We don't need to know the specifics, but we do know one thing. Kyrie has not been a positive force in Brooklyn, period.
George is too much.
What's George saying? I'm over here reading Havoc. John, watching the Titans defense against the Chiefs had to piss you off as a 49er fan. Havoc, brother, as a friend of the show, my man, I give you guys credit because you're the only team in the NFL that I believe plays the Kansas City Chiefs well. I mean, does it upset me? There's context to the reasons why I feel like we were so lousy, but I can make no excuses. The Titans play Kansas City well, okay? I just saw a more capable Kansas City offense and a tired defense. And that's really all I got. I watched that game. I watched it. Malik Willis is not there. He's not there yet, but there's promise. There's promise in Malik Willis. I do like the kid. I love the dude. I really do.
I'll tell you what. I underestimate the Titans. I'll just go ahead and say it. Havoc, I owe you an apology. I talked shit about your team before the season started. I said they got rid of A.J. Brown. They're not going to be shit. The first 2 weeks of the season, they weren't shit. And now they're shit. They're going to win their division yet again. Will probably contend for the freaking conference title again. So I apologize, Havoc, and congratulations to your team turning the corner. Willis did look awful.
What did Scott say? Scott says, bro, the Chiefs crushed Tennessee's defense. Refs kept killing drives. Look at the yards and first downs.
I was actually down. I was playing John in our fantasy league, Tony, and I had Mahomes going in. And
who did I have?
I had Mahomes and Derrick Henry. I was down by like 30. And he had McCole Hardman and
Hardman,
McKinnon, and somebody else.
McKinnon did nothing. He's fucking garbage. He's useless to me. Okay? They can't establish the run game in fucking Kansas City with Pacheco, Hilaire, McKinnon, your fucking neighbor. They can't establish the run. I have every running back in Kansas City through 5 fucking leagues, and I can't get above 8 points. Fucking killing me, bro. But Cole Hardman becomes the next Deebo Samuel. I don't understand. I can't understand.
He didn't have a great game last game, but all right. Doing anything else? Talking about anything else? We're at 1 hour and 58.
Don't do that, Nick. Don't fucking tell us where we're at, okay?
Wait, who did I pick, Bashar? Who did I pick? Kelsey did get away with an offensive PI. I mean, Scott doesn't want to hear that, but that's true. He did. Chiefs running backs. In one league, I had the first overall pick, Bashar. In another league, in Breezy's league, I had the 14th pick, and I'm first in that league. I am currently 6-3 in that league? I don't know. I'm fucking opposite First of all, I never should have involved myself in 5 or 6 fantasy leagues. It's too much. My life is chaotic. I can't take care of myself, much less pay attention to 5, 6 leagues, guys. It's too much. I can't handle it. I can't handle it.
Izzy,
Izzy, I loved it.
That bowling celebration was awesome. That was one of my favorite ones ever, I think. Devastation of Green Bay. They are absolutely terrible. They're bad as a team, and I see no light at the end of the horizon for them. I mean, it's not like they're waiting to get someone great back. Like that greatness was traded over the offseason to the Raiders, and he's not coming back. So I think you reap what you sow. I don't care for Aaron Rodgers, and I don't think I'm actually enjoying watching them lose. As sad as that is to say, hater. I think they call that a hater. I'm hating on them. What else, guys? You want to do some final thoughts?
I kind of do. I got a few questions for you guys before we go. Tony, I want to ask you a little bit about what do you expect from the Bills-Browns game? I mean, outside of the obvious, I know you expect to win that game. Do you feel or fear any of Nick's claims as a Browns fan? I mean, be honest to me. I mean, no one's judging you.
The Browns do what we have a tough time stopping. I think they match up good against us. We got players flying all around. We got pressure on the quarterback. Defensive backs are good. Tre'Davious is coming back. We got
finally
people everywhere. People flying around everywhere. Unfortunately, those people flying around, getting to the quarterback, defensive backs playing their asses off, Tre'Davious White, means nothing when you control the line of scrimmage and you run the ball. Chubb does just that. We always have troubles with like the Titans, with Derrick Henry, teams like that. The Jets are a team that runs the ball. They barely ever pass. And it's just a game script. If we can get ahead, I'm very comfortable. I'm very comfortable what we could do against the Browns if we can get ahead. If they get the ball first and march down the field and Chubb runs one in to start the game, that's where I'm going to start getting a little nervous. But we'll see. Go ahead, Nick.
Okay. That's actually a little better. Hey, Nick, what do you got?
I actually can't disagree with anything he just said.
Neither can I. That was actually cake.
It was actually perfect. And one thing I will say is, yes, we do match up against them, but they have the greatest weapon in the league. And does our matchup beat the fact that they can overpower just about anybody on any usual day? Yeah, they might have their off day here and there, but on any normal day, the Bills can pretty much overpower any team just by their aerial assault.
Okay, Nick. So I was alluding to this. So the trade deadline obviously has passed, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I was wondering, like, where was Cleveland when Chubb was traded to Miami, right? Like, when you saw that trade happen, weren't you the least bit curious as to why Cleveland didn't make an attempt? They got money, they've got picks. They didn't try to make a big splash in free agency. As a matter of a fact, I don't think Cleveland did a goddamn thing. A big egg, bro. Like zero.
So here's the thing. We did, I mean, if you want to include the Deion Jones trade that was
No. I
relatively-
don't want to make the Deion James trade. No. You told me in conversations, obviously off YouTube, we needed middle linebackers. We need another pass rusher.
Deion Jones is that.
Deion Jones is not an all-pro. I'm talking about.
He has been. Fairly recently.
Okay, so is JV, but we're not going to go there. I'm just asking you. Yeah. I'm talking about getting younger.
So here's the thing. The Browns are kind of in the same scenario as the 49ers because we traded for Deshaun Watson. So we don't have a ton of, like, especially high picks. Next year, we don't have a first rounder either. So we can't trade that. Bradley Chubb's a fine player. Not really going to help the Browns all that much. We need
what did Miami give up to get Bradley Chubb?
I think they gave a first round pick.
Was it a 1?
Yeah.
Okay.
We need interior defensive linemen. And for some reason, Andrew Berry just refuses to get an interior defensive lineman. Now, here's the thing. They played fine last game. There was no problem with the interior defensive line. We held a pretty good running back to like 30 yards. So if they could play like that, that's fine. I would be more comfortable bringing somebody in to further assist that interior defensive line. But that's really
I'm just saying Cleveland sat back while Roquan Smith got traded and Bradley Chubb.
Yeah, I would have liked to have really put in our hat for Roquan. I would have really liked that.
I mean, okay, so you're the Browns guy. Did Cleveland kick the tires on Roquan Smith?
I have not heard any inkling.
That's crazy to me. That's crazy to me.
So
I mean, okay, fair enough. JT wants to know what's the word on Watson?
He's coming back in a couple weeks.
Is he practicing with the team right now?
No, he's not allowed to yet. He's allowed in the building. He's allowed to use the facilities. Not allowed to actually practice with the team till I believe after the Bills or the Bucks.
Okay,
I think it's after the Bucks game. Then he's allowed to practice with the team.
Is he allowed to
Tony
get massages? Is he allowed to get massage? Is he allowed to get massages?
Yeah, oh yeah. All right, I think we got to wrap it up. Tony's getting tired. I'm getting tired. We're all getting tired.
Not John. He could go for hours.
John can go for hours.
I'm ready, dude. I'll answer questions. If you guys want to bounce, I'll hang out with the crew for a little bit. I'll answer what I can. Let's go.
All right. We're signing off, people.
I want to do some Rocky Top before we leave. Tennessee lost to Georgia this week. I'm really pissed off about that. I hate Georgia. I wanted to see Tennessee win. I wanted to see them in the national championship because I like when stuff gets screwed up and fun. And right now, college football is just not fun because it's just Georgia.
No Alabama, or do we think?
No, there's no way Alabama after 2 losses, right?
They might try and sneak their ass in if something crazy happens.
Oh God.
What's crazy? Explain crazy to me before you go, Nick. Tony, if you want to hit the sack, bro. Good night, brother. I love you. I'll see you.
All right, see you guys.
See you later. I'm gonna bounce after this too, but Alabama is the only team that I think can lose 2 games and get into the playoff picture. And that's bullshit. I remember one time, I remember a while back, it was inconceivable that a team would lose their conference championship and be able to play for the national championship. But Alabama lost their conference championship and they put them in the national championship game. So they tend to just favor fucking Alabama.
See, I actually think that Alabama is toast right now, bro. We toast.
Don't count them out.
I'm counting them out. I'm counting them out. The Buckeyes, brother, our Buckeyes are 9-0. My Cavs, to answer Izzy's question, my Buckeyes are 9-0, and my Cavaliers are 8-2. And I couldn't be happier. We are second in the East. I'm loving life right now as far as basketball and college football. You can't bring me down. I'm happy. I am happy.
All right.
But I do, as far as Alabama, bro, I'm sold that Alabama's toast. They're toast right now.
I hope they are.
Have you seen the rankings? The current rankings?
I hate Alabama. But
it is what it is.
All right. I'm gonna go watch some election coverage. See you guys later.
Have fun. I'm about to peace out. I'm leaving here in about 10 seconds, family. Any other questions, guys? I'm going to hang out. I don't know why this is flickering. I don't know what's going on. It's really weird. Is it flickering on your side, fam? Let me know. Okay. It's flickering for me then. Whatever. All right. I got a few more minutes, guys, and then I'm going to hit the sack. Tell me, let's chop it up. Oh, is that right? Is that right, Bashar? I had no idea. I had no idea. That's good to know. Because I was about to end this stream and take this Elgato face cam and trash it, bro. I actually like this camera. It's been good to me, bro. It's been good to me. I was using an iPhone camera for the longest time. This camera has been nice. I've enjoyed it. But if StreamYard's having problems, then they're hot garbage. Derwin James versus George Kittle again. You know what's crazy is like the Chargers thought that Jimmy was hot garbage last season, right? Like they were in those joint practices, they were clowning on Jimmy. They thought Jimmy wasn't that guy. Like they just kept making jokes and whatever. Derwin James versus George Kittle. George Kittle, 10 times out of 10. I'm not worried about it. John, Titans win if Tannehill was able to go. You know, honestly, I agree with that, Pavic. I honest to God, I agree with that. I have Tannehill on 2 of my fantasy teams, and I mean, I'm kind of upset because I needed him last week, and I couldn't have him. So I agree. Tannehill, it's definitely a closer game. Tannehill might have actually won this game. Malik Willis at the end of the game in the 2-minute drill, he looked completely lost, bro. He couldn't get the ball out of his hands. Tannehill definitely potentially changes that game. There's no doubt. I do not have Funko. For the Cavs or the Buckeyes. The Buckeyes don't have any rights to Funko, but if they did, I would have it. But I do have George Kittle. For the sake of my Derwin James, I do have Kittle right here. No doubt. I am watching Geno versus Brady from Munich. I definitely am. I really want to see who Geno Smith is because I truly don't believe that Seattle is anybody right now. They have not played anyone to San Francisco's caliber. They saw us week 2. I'm not sold on Seattle. I don't believe that they've played anyone yet. Maybe Atlanta. Since San Francisco in week 2, I don't believe that Seattle has played anybody as equal, so to speak. So I truly do. I do believe that Geno Smith and Brady from Munich will be a good game, and I do have the Buccaneers beating Seattle and quieting this Geno Smith shit. because I'm not buying Geno Smith right now. AJ Hawk is the greatest living Buckeye. No, Bashar. If it's a 6:30 game for you, then what is that for me? Like an 8:30 game? 8:30, 9:30 Eastern? Look, the thing about it is that Geno Smith right now is playing good football. But I just don't believe that the competition has been. I mean, who has Seattle played right now that is comparable to San Francisco's defense? Give me a defense that's comparable. I really don't think that I don't believe any of it right now. And they beat the Cardinals, which gives me a little bit of hope. For my 49er fans and anybody that's got an opinion, San Francisco coming out of the bye, who do you guys see us? Now Google this, because I'm not going to Google it for you. Google San Francisco's schedule moving forward and tell me how we do in the next 8 games. JT, brother, much love to you. Be safe on that roof, my man. We appreciate you. Always, bro. Geno playing well this well has exposed Wilson. It has. I agree with you. I don't think that Russell Wilson was ever really capable of attacking the middle of the field. I think that he did most of his work on the outside. And I think when Seattle played Denver, they exposed his weaknesses, which essentially exposed the cheat sheet on how to defeat Russell Wilson. Pre-injury, Breece Hall or the Hawk player more impressive, Kenneth Walker? In the AFC, Breece Hall was a beast, but I think Kenneth Walker is. I don't know. I don't know. Is he? I guess I need to look back and see Breece Hall versus. I need to see Breece Hall. Breece Hall versus the Bills, Dolphins, Packers, Broncos, Patriots. When did Breece Hall get hurt last? Was it versus the Steelers or the Bengals? And Kenneth Walker has been pretty nasty. He's been pretty nasty. He was a fantasy dark horse. I think I agree with Havoc. I think it's got to be Walker right now. What game did Breece Hall go down, though? It was after the Packers game. So right now, the Jets are running Carter, right? I think I have him in one of my leagues. Carter right now is the back in New York. I think I agree. I think it's got to be Walker. I think it's got to be Walker over Breece Hall right now. Kenneth Walker is impressive, fam. Honestly, in San Francisco, we don't have our run stuffers. We don't have Kinlaw or Armstead right now. So Breece Hall could be a problem. But if we could force him to the outside, I'm not really worried about him. Guys, 2 minutes and I'm out. I want to eat. I'm starving, family. I am starving right now. What do you guys got? Any San Francisco questions? Bashar, are you still here, man? I want to know what your I want to know how you felt about the OBJ controversy. It was the Packers game. Broncos game is when Brees went down. Broncos. Oh, Izzy, I could eat anytime. Like I could eat anytime. So like I typically close up the restaurant at like 9:30, 10 o'clock. I'm wired till at least 1 p.m., 1:30. I'm usually up. I'm a night guy. I'm not a morning person. I'm a night guy. I'm a night owl. I can eat all night long. It's just I don't know. It's weird. Scott, appreciate you, brother. Thank you for stopping by, my man. Thank you. Tell Nick I appreciate him for hanging with us. I respect you guys, man. And I'd love to get a Kingdom Live podcast in a locker room rant. I'd love to get you guys together and do something together, man. We gotta collaborate at some point. Scott, I mean, I agree, dude. I could eat all night long, man. I do not watch the time when I eat. If I'm hungry, I eat, fam. I know you are, Bashar. I know you are. Sometimes you're still messaging me, bro, when I'm in bed. One-year deals. Who do we want the 49ers to bring back? Izzy, Emmanuel Mosley for me, absolutely. There's no doubt. I'm really not really sure. I really want to look at the contracts and see who's on a 1 year. I imagine Greenlaw is on there. Greenlaw, Mosley. Who else? Is Juice on there? I know he's your favorite. List them for me, Izzy. List me the guys that are on 1 years. And I'll tell you who I want to bring back. Bashar, honestly, it sucks. I agree. Mosley was playing lights out, bro. He was awesome. Media, what's up, my man? I saw you today on Breezy's show, bro. Hats off to you, man. You guys were awesome today. It was a great show. I know you do, Izzy. I know you do. I know you do. Media, what are your thoughts on eating after 11 p.m., bro? Can you do it? I bet you can. Who did we bounce today? Did we bounce off of what tight end did we bounce off of? Was it Croft? No, it wasn't Croft. Fumagalli. It was Fumagalli. We bounced off Fumagalli, right? We bounced off Fumagalli today to sign Tajay Sharp to the practice squad. No? I could be wrong, bro. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. Bashar, Cleveland has a guy in Jack Conklin, a good right tackle. Probably could get him in the offseason relatively cheap. And then we should draft someone. But I'm all for Jack Conklin. I'm not going to lie. Who do you like better? Oren Burks, George Odom, Tashawn Gibson. I think that Oren Burks has proved himself on special teams. Tashawn Gibson has made an argument at safety, but I still do believe that if JV comes back, JV is the outside. Jimmy Ward goes back to safety, and Lenore goes to nickel. I do bring up Conklin because as an Ohio native, I do see a lot of Browns games, and I see Conklin a lot, and they do get a lot. He protects that right side. He really does. He's had some injuries, but for the most part, Conklin is a solid piece at right tackle. You can get him cheap, and you can draft someone. Hans, I defended Hans for a little bit, and then I got smothered by a lot of Cleveland fans who said Hans was hot garbage. So I ate that. I had to eat my shoe, bro. I had to fall back on it. And I was on Mariah's show. I was on the Faithfully podcast standing up for Hans, and I had to eat shit. So don't come at me for Hans because I shit the bed on that one, fam. Jason Verrett or Aziz, who do I think plays in the next 2 games? Honestly, I think that we see Aziz right away. I think we see Aziz right away. I think we see Aziz in the next 2 games, no doubt. As for Jason Verrett, like I want to say that we see JV right away, but I'm not sure. Because honestly, like I don't know. I don't know how confident they are in JV right now. I think that we see JV and maybe Aziz after the bye. I think they were relying on the bye week to get JV out here, so maybe we see them both. Thoughts on back-to-back George Kittle touchdown games? I'm all for it, 100%. Izzy, you'll never hear me say a bad thing about George Kittle. Never. And I think that he utilized this bye week. I think that he utilized it to the best of his ability. He had fun with his family. I saw photos of him and his wife with the use checks and their pups. I think that San Francisco comes out. As a matter of fact, I've got a question for my 49er fans. I read in The Athletic that they believe that the offense outperforms the defense moving forward after the bye week. Thoughts? Me too, Bash. I honestly thought that Hans was utilized across the offensive line in Cleveland, and I thought that he could be used similar here in San Francisco. Nothing came to fruition. Joel, good to see you, family. I'm glad you're still with us, bro. Do I think Armstead is turning into D Ford? It scares you more than Javon Kinlaw. Okay, so I always speculated that there was an underlying issue outside of the plantar fasciitis. As a matter of fact, I kept saying that it was turf toe, and I said that on Breezy. So in part, I wasn't completely wrong in my suspicion that there was something else other than the plantar fasciitis. I don't have any experience with plantar fasciitis. I know Breezy has. I know there are quite a few 49er fans in different chats that have struggled with plantar fasciitis. And a guy at Armstead's caliber, it poses a threat on that foot. But do I think that he is moving towards that D Ford thing? Not so much. Kinlaw, though. I would say Kinlaw scares me more towards the D Ford-esque situation, right? I don't know a whole lot. Like Nick's our resident nurse. Nick's a great nurse. I know he's a clown. He's crazy. He says dumb shit, but Nick is an excellent nurse. And he has his doubts about Javon Kinlaw's knees. He's not an orthopedic, but it's within the realm of medicine. Nick's our guy. Tony and I have no experience with medicine, so I'm a little worried. I'm a little worried about Kinlaw, guys. Honest to God, I don't think San Francisco picks up the 5th-year option, and you've heard that from far more reliable 49er content creators than myself. But that to me, it's concerning. So, availability has not been his best suit. Now, Eric Armstead, that hairline fracture in the ankle, I don't know. Like, I don't know enough about plantar fasciitis. I don't know if there's surgery. I don't know if that corrects it. I don't know if his situation warrants surgery. So I really don't know. I don't know. But I really would like to see Eric Armstead back. And I think that we do see Armstead sooner than we see Kinlaw. John, best back trick play. Juice to Sanders to Mostert, Saints, deep. CMC to Brandon Ayuk. CMC to Brandon Ayuk right now. 183 yards, 3 touchdowns. It doesn't get better than that. A passing touchdown, an acrobatic catching touchdown, and a running touchdown. It doesn't get better than that. Not sure if the offense will do better, but I think the offense should look better in the second half in general. I agree, Bash. I totally agree. In other words, I'm not sure that the offense will be better than the D, but they'll be improved. I agree, brother. I agree. Most 49er fans much see Kinlaw as an afterthought. Unfortunately, man. Unfortunately. And what bothered me the most is that prior to the knee, and all that speculation about the knee coming out in the draft, we were always associating Kinlaw to fill these big shoes of Buckner's, and I never felt comfortable. And that's before the knee. Before the knee, I was never comfortable with the Kinlaw filling those shoes. So I mean, it sucks. It fucking sucks. You know, I mean, how can you use Kinlaw? Can you manage him? Can you get that knee? You know, I don't see him going to Mexico simply for the fact that the knee is going to flare up at a higher altitude. And I read somewhere, or I think it was Jack Hammer's channel that I read, that the Mexico is a higher altitude than Mile High. So I don't know. Do we see him in Mexico? Highly unlikely, right? John, Aaron Banks was partially drafted because he went to Notre Dame, played with McGlinchey. Do you fear, like me, the arrogant front office? Banks will make us suffer more, Mike. I don't know. Is he? Honestly, I'm hoping for the best in Banks. He hasn't given us any reason to doubt him, right? Mike McGlinchey has given us time and time again more reasons to doubt him. I'm not turning my back on Banks yet. I'm going to remain positive, and I'm going to remain positive on that. I think it's more a coincidence he played for Notre Dame than they drafted him because they love the player. It's possible. Banks took a lot of flack. He's been good, guys. He's been good. We can honestly say the only former Notre Dame player has been Mike McGlinchey, has been the weakest link, right? John, you know how I feel, but if you had to pick one KB or JJ, Kendrick Bourne or JJ. Right now, I think KB has been, I think KB was more beneficial than JJ right now. JJ has not been there for us right now, guys. I think KB, and you know what? I have been a JJ fan. Juwan Jennings has been, I had always hoped that he would grow into an end zone threat, that we'd utilize him in the end zone. And we did not. So I'm going to say KB has been more of a consistent third down receiver than JJ. Yeah, I mean, Bash, Breezy and I discussed the pickup of Tajay Sharp. Tajay Sharp was averaging a little over 12 yards, I believe, in those years with the Titans. And I think that his most recent was like 9 yards. I could be wrong. I'm terrible with memory and stats. I suck. But I do remember looking it up, and I think that Tajay Sharp was averaging 12. That being said, I don't know if the pickup of Tajay was to light a fire under JJ, because I don't believe that look, JJ has that fucking dog in him, right? And I don't think that Kyle is going to turn his back on JJ yet. So maybe Tajay is here to light a fire under JJ's ass, right? I agree. He does need to be more consistent, and he should be. I'm not turning my back on Banks or doubting him anymore, but I'm worried that the loyalty to his teammate might keep McGlinchey here, which is worse than JG this season. Damn. I can't believe that, Izzy. Worse than JG. That's crazy. I'm surprised, Izzy. I'm proud of you, family. You are patient. You're patient. John, worse special teams wide receiver Ray or Richie James. James is killing me even as a Giant. He's handing wins to the Seahawks. The last time I saw anything regarding Richie James, he was being carted off the field, and I can't remember who he was playing when he was carted off. But Ray McLeod has not impressed me one bit yet. And there are people that will say otherwise, but I do see Ray as Richie James 2.0. I'm not impressed. There are times that he should have downed it for 25 yards, and he caught it and ran for just a few. So I'm not sold on Ray McLeod. I have absolutely no reason to sit here and brag about him. He's not my favorite. Mike McGlinchey is going to kill somebody, John. Yeah. Is he? I do not doubt that. I mean, he's been hot garbage. I am disappointed. But again, I think that we forced him out here to play on a calf that's not 100. And even if he was 100, I don't know. Like, DBs were knocking McGlinchey over. So I don't have confidence in Mike McGlinchey at this point. I don't. 2 turnovers before the cart off. I'm not confident in Ray. Richie James, I wasn't thrilled about him either as a San Francisco 49er. So it is what it is. All right, fam. The locker room rant went for 2 hours, 37 minutes. Guys, I love you. Thank you for rocking out with us tonight. And to anybody that joined the channel tonight, we appreciate you. Thank you for joining us. I appreciate you guys following some of the heavy hitters in 49er content creators. Thank you for paying attention. Thank you for reaching out. Much love to all of you. Izzy, always much love. You know, you're day one. I appreciate you rocking out with me. Joel, thank you so much, bro. Another day one. Did you see Buda Baker is injured? And I hate injuries, but I'm glad I don't have to see Kittle hyperextended knee blasted again. I did not know Buda Baker was injured. Guys, I'm looking forward to the 49ers for the second half of the season, guys. I think that we can honestly go. I think that we can win the next 8 games. I think we can go 12-4. That's my high hope. I'm counting on us beating Miami. I think that we can sweep Arizona. I'm not sold on the Seahawks, guys. I think that they'll get beat. I think they'll split with the Rams, believe it or not. At least I hope so, because I'm not buying in on Seattle. I refuse to buy in on Seattle. I will give Geno his flowers, Kenneth Walker his flowers, but I don't believe that they've played a better defense than San Francisco in week 2. So I think that San Francisco can win out, guys. I think that we can win the next 8 games. Family, I love you guys. Thank you so much for rocking out with the Locker Room Rant. I'll catch you guys next week, Tuesday, 9 p.m. Eastern. Later, family.